Hello and welcome back to the channel. So this is where I've placed Hellboy, and I'll come in close. I've ironed his jacket, as I said in the previous review, and I think that jacket looks a lot better when it's ironed because it was full of creases. But I put him down here in this little section with his skull or skulls and his accessories. I was going to have him up higher, but when I tried to film him, the lighting wasn't very good, and this actually is a mini tour upstairs in the bedroom of Sweeney's Collectibles. So this is the new thing I've got recently, and I've posed him out, reviewed him, and decided to put him upstairs in the bedroom in this section, holding the sword that I got off my Wonder Woman figure. So let's pause that now and carry on with this review. So this is another section that you saw recently, but I've swapped the tumblers around and put Bane on this side, and I posed him out, and I like the way he looks next to that vehicle, holding a weapon from the McFarlane's weapons accessory pack. And I like that shot. And you'll see Lucius in the background there, but I'll come to him in a sec. That's not a bad shot. So the tumbler itself is a recent purchase, as you've seen on the channel. Just going to get a bird's eye view, and on top of that roof you'll now see the turret gun that I put there, because when you last saw this section at the end of the review of this vehicle, I had the missile launcher in there, but I've detached that and put the turret gun on. So I do like the way that looks. But in order to get a better angle shot, I'm going to pause it briefly so I can get round to filming Batman and the Black Tumbler. Let's go in close on him there and pause it. So this is Batman next to the Tumbler, and I'll come in close on him. He's holding the sticky bomb gun. And I've seen a side-by-side comparison of this figure with the in-art one. And in my mind, I think the quality of this is not far off from in-art, but the difference is you get the head sculpts and the other things that come with it, the wired cape. But I do like this for the money, and I know I didn't pay full price. And they normally retail at about 25 quid when these came out, but I'm sure I paid around $15.99, and in-art can be as high as 80 quid upwards. But I'm not going to slag in-art off, because that's what I'll be collecting as from next year, as I've said on the channel. So there he is next to the Tumbler. Don't have to spend too much time on this, you've seen the review. And then we come over to Lucius Fox in between the two vehicles, who is a technical advisor, an advisor in general, and a gadget maker for Bruce Wayne in his fight against crime in Gotham. And that's him between the two vehicles there. So I want to finish on a decent shot, so I think I'll finish on that shot and take you to the next section. So your next section comprises of Kingdom Come Superman in the center there, Nightmare Batman on the left, and Lobo on the right. So coming in close on Kingdom Come, I've taken off the energy effects, and I've told you that I put them on another Superman. And if you've been watching the channel, you'll know who that is. But I never get tired of this guy. I know they're re-releasing the figure again, but in his blue outfit, the outfit we all know him for. But I like this look, and I put him on a flight stand. Even though he looks good standing next to that diorama, he's better on a flight stand. Gotta get a close up of that. So yeah, Kingdom Come Superman. Then we come to the right, to the left, and we'll see Nightmare Batman. Good likeness to the actor, Ben Affleck. And good for the price. And that's a gun I gave him. It's not actually movie accurate, but it looks good enough. I put his sidearm and his binoculars on the belt section. And I've posed him out like that. Sort of liking him there. He's been all over the place, this guy. He was downstairs for quite a while actually. He's been up here longer. So, coming away from him, we're going to go over to the other side and just take a quick look at Lobo there. I've raised the gun up a little bit higher, but I'm going to change out that head for the other head sculpt. I've yet to see the Supergirl film in which he appears. My friend saw it. Check out Ray Ray's collection and subscribe. And he didn't have much to say about it, but I'll get round to watching that film. And anyway, it's going to be on DVD in about 2 months. So that is the section above, well, it's above my little stereo thing there. But yeah, that's the section that I've changed out recently. So we're going to go on to the next bit. Not much to say really here. I've got Batman back on one knee. The main reason I bought him was for that cape, because I'm a big fan of sculpted capes. I know not all of you are, but I am. And I've seen the Robin for him. He's kind of a fragile figure. He looks the part, but for me, I'm not that bothered about getting him unless he's at a ridiculous price, which he isn't at the moment. And then we've got Superman here, off his flight stand, in this pose of combat. Great little figure. And I did love seeing him on the flight stand, but at the end of the day I've got him like this. And I'm going to get you close in on John Stewart there, Green Lantern. I've yet to see the program Lanterns. I've seen some trailers, but I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not. And then we've got Flash there. Posed him differently on the Batman diorama. Love the simplicity of him. But that is that section. Now I'm after the body type these figures are made of with different characters, but I'm seeing a few, but I'd like to make up a Justice League with this type of body type. As you can see, top heavy, very skinny legs, better demonstrated by looking at Superman there. But for me personally, if it stays like this, I won't be that unhappy. I like the look of these guys together. So I'm going to pause it now and go to your next bit. So I've recently reviewed these guys, well, Superman, and showed you what I call my version of the Justice League lineup. And we'll come to Henry Cavill Superman first. The figure that was there originally was the Laser Vision Superman, but I put him there now with the energy effects of my Kingdom Come Superman, and I love that. I love that black suit. The likeness of Henry Cavill isn't really there, but it's the suit that does it for me. A nice detail there. So my laser vision one is now downstairs and he's taken his place. And the other guy that I've changed out, I'll come down to him next, is BBS Batman is now there instead of my armoured version of Batman. And they are releasing this figure again, Todd McFarlane, but apparently they're going to make that blue wash darker, which I prefer, but I do like this guy, and that's a pose I haven't really had him in before. Had him with this weapon, but never had him in that pose, and I quite like it. Like the way the cape looks. I've actually got good now at manipulating cloth capes to look naturally like they're falling off the figure. So let's come to that guy, the Flash, Barry Allen, in his Barry Allen pose, I call it, for his Flash figure. That's the way he kind of runs at times, well, in my mind. I do like the way those two look side by side. I'm getting my words tongue-tied sometimes, forgive me of that, but when I'm into something, sometimes words get twisted up. So we come next to Victor, aka Cyborg. Great little figure. Keep forgetting the actor's name, which is bad. I know his first name is Ray, like my mate. Check out Ray Ray's Collection and subscribe. But yeah, it's a great little figure. I've put him at the front. I've never done that before. He's normally off to the side. And then I've got Wonder Woman there. She needs to be reposed. I've not long reposed her to this combat mode, but I need to repose her. Diana Prince, Wonder Woman. And then seeing just the three of them, I like them like that. But we'll come to Arthur Curry, aka Aquaman, in his stealth suit as he was seen in the movie Aquaman 2. And I've got two figures that Jason Momoa plays now. Of course, Aquaman and Lobo, and I like them both. And the other figure I've got, played by the same actor as Ben Affleck, obviously BVS Batman, which you've just seen, an armoured Batman. So overall, that's my version of the Justice League lineup. Quite liking that. And we're nearly at the end of this mini tour of Sweeney's Collectibles. So let's move it on to the last segment. So guys, coming up to the last segment, we are now looking at the Batman Forever wave. And this is my favourite builder figure, the Bat. And the head moves, the jaws move, the wings move, and that stand it's on, it allows you to tilt the Bat at various angles. As for the Rock, it's just there for effect. But this is what you look at when you're coming up the stairs, and this is what's at the top of the stairs, and my bedroom doors to the right. So let's come in on the supervillains first, starting with Jim Carrey Riddler. I put a fighting fist on him. Had him in a better pose than this, but I was meant to get round to reposing him, but I didn't, but it's good enough. I like him. And then let's not forget Tommy Lee Jones, who played Two-Face there, and I put that, I call it the flipping the dime hand in instead of the gripping hand that held the weapon. And he was the last figure to get the Bat built, and I didn't really want him, but since having him, if you've checked out the channel where I've reviewed him, you'll find I've come to really like him. And I did have him standing next to Robin because, of course, in the film Robin wants to kill him, so I thought that made sense. And I had Jim Carrey there standing next to Batman because, of course, Jim Carrey hates Batman and wants to kill him. So that's the two of them. And coming over to the other side, let's go over the top, see the bat again. You'll see Batman and Robin there. And I've posed out Batman again. Love this figure actually. They call it the Panther suit, but I do like it. I know he's wearing the suit of Michael Keaton at the beginning of the film, but this is the suit you see later. Val Kilmer, Batman. And then we've got Chris O'Donnell there. Great Robin. Love him. Yeah, Chris O'Donnell as Robin. And I posed him out differently. So those are the two. I'm gonna pause this on and take you to the very last bit. So, the last bit. And as you look from the bottom of my stairs to the top of my stairs, you'll see these guys. I'll just pan up slowly past the DVDs. And you'll just see the top where I've just been filming. So let's come round to these last two. Bilbo Baggins, played by Martin Freeman, and Gollum, or Smeagol, played by Andy Serkis. And I enjoyed reviewing these two. And that figure was given to me by a friend. Check out Miggett's collection and subscribe. And this is the figure I reviewed recently, and I've put them two together now and I think they look great. Gollum, played by Andy Serkis. Very cheap figure, just a bendy figure, but the look of him works well with the Bilbo Baggins figure. So yeah, played by Andy Serkis, who directed a few scenes in Lord of the Rings, which was originally directed by Peter Jackson. They became good friends. Peter Jackson then went on to do King Kong. Andy Serkis played King Kong. And he also played Caesar in the Planet of the Apes trilogy. But there's a film I've got of him where he plays one of the guys I grew up listening to on the radio, a pop star called Ian Dury. And he actually played him some years ago. And if you can track it down and find it, it's well worth watching. So that's Andy Serkis playing Gollum and Martin Freeman playing Bilbo. So that's the end of this mini tour. I'm just trying to get a decent angle to finish on. That's it. So that's the end of this mini tour, and I hope you enjoyed watching what you've seen. I'll be doing a Christmas tour and you'll see everything I've got, including downstairs, in the living room and in the kitchen. And as I've said before, my collection is kind of based on a film called A 40-Year-Old Virgin, which I've got, starring Steve Carell. And he's a guy who lives on his own in an apartment and he has a vintage toy collection. And he has things in cabinets and things scattered around on bits of furniture, which is kind of the way my thing's laid out. But you'll get to see that at Christmas on the Christmas tour. So, on that note, yeah, I had to pause it there because the battery's running low. So I'll say thanks for watching the channel, and I'll see you again next time.